What's up, Black creatives? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Alex and I am a Black creative. If you're new to this channel, hello. So this video, I want to talk about things I've learned as a creative entrepreneur. Now, what exactly is a creative entrepreneur? So I consider myself a creative entrepreneur. That's just what I've defined it as. This is just somebody who is a creative person and also works and invests in businesses in hopes for a profit. So I just kind of like mix the word entrepreneur and creative together and just say I'm a creative entrepreneur. This video is really like the top things that I've learned about creative entrepreneurship, lessons that I learned, and things that you guys can take in and hopefully avoid messing up on in the future. If you guys haven't seen my video on epic fails, I would say definitely go check those out. That's just a good story to hear about how I failed in the past, and like a lot of these points come from that video as well. So definitely check that one out. These are things that you guys can take in as new creative entrepreneurs, or maybe ones redefining your business, or if you're about to move to a new city or something like that. These tips would be great for you guys to use just as like, you know, in your back pocket. Just remember these things. The first thing I want to talk about is to not spread yourself too thin. When I actually moved here, and you guys can watch the video of the recap of me moving here or the video of me quitting my job and move here, I was really focused on doing a lot of shit and I kind of spread myself too thin for a second. And when I had my hands in so many things that the people that I was involved with, they felt like I wasn't putting my full energy into. So like the studio I was working with felt like I wasn't present. The real estate group I was working with at the time felt like I wasn't present. I was trying to figure out how I was gonna live. I was trying to figure out how I was gonna eat. I was trying to figure out too much at once, you guys. A good way to prevent these things is to really organize your life before you make the decision to pick up and move, or to just organize your life in general and to define your goals and to compartmentalize your goals. I would say to get like some type of app or something like that that would be a good organization app for tasks for you. Or I like to focus like certain weeks, like this week I'm gonna focus on this. This is my main goal for this week. This is my main goal for next week. Things like that. It's just when you wear yourself too thin, you're never gonna do everything great. You just kind of do everything mediocre, and then it's just like, why did I even do it that way? So I learned a lot from just trying to do the most. I think when we're in our 20s, especially our early 20s, we feel like we have to rush and do all this stuff to get caught up before we're 30 or whatever, and like just chill out. So I would say as something that I've learned as a creative entrepreneur is to just focus and be patient. Don't try to do 1,000 things at once, you guys. Like, it's not ever, like, you can't handle it. You think you can, but you really, like, you can do way better if you just focus. The next tip I have, which is something that I would not have wanted to hear as an early 20-year-old or someone just starting in my business, but this is so important. If I would have really took this point seriously, I would have saved a lot of time. And that point is, do it the right way or the hard way the first time. And I hate to say hard way, it just seems hard because you really don't feel like, why am I doing this? But it's really the right way. So if you guys are starting a business as a creative entrepreneur, set up your LLCs, set up your ways that you're going to be able to measure your KPI or key performance indicators. Set up a way like a HubSpot or something like that where you can gather all your leads together, email marketing, like all that stuff. I would just say go ahead and get it out the way so you have that funnel to lead your clients through without having to build it and handle your clients at the same time. I would say go ahead and do that. And then when taxes come around, you've already done this stuff in the back end. You don't have to think about it. When you are in the midst of your business and say you're like a year in your business and you realize you'd never made an LLC, having to go back and do that and to look back at that stuff is so stressful. I would never want to do that ever again. And those are things that I had to do. Even moving down here to Atlanta, picking up and moving, I had to go back years ago to mistakes that I made years ago and to fix them. So I would say just like whatever you're studying on how to scale your business and things like that, don't skip steps. Just do the annoying stuff that doesn't seem necessary now. I promise you will save so much time in the future. Do it the hard way the first time, okay? Get it out the way. There's nothing to fear once you do it. All right, so my next tip is something that's so obvious, but it's very discouraging when you're living it, and that's really to just try again. I know it sounds very basic, but when you're in the life and you're creating new businesses and things like that, and maybe you've changed your goals a few times, like me, I started some businesses that I didn't really end up caring for, and I kind of had to like stop on those and focus on other things. And I felt like, dang, I promoted this new business and people were excited. I even had like 50 followers, but I just have to change my direction. And you may feel like you let your fans, or not your fans, your marketplace down, or you feel like you let yourself down. But it's okay to start something and realize that your goals, that's not going to fulfill your goals. Or you realize, dang, I have to change my direction here, or I have to change the name, or I have to partner with this person and it has to be a whole new company. Like, keep trying and keep transforming your business and yourself as well. So the next thing kind of wraps into that, kind of piggybacks off that, and I would say to stay strong and maintain your spirit energy. If you guys don't know, I moved down here about a year ago to Atlanta, picked up my life, and was very stressed. But the things that really kept me going was knowing my good habits. And I say like good habits maintain your good spirit energy. So my habits were reading, meditating, and working out. My mind, body, and my spirit were like the three things I was like, I have to maintain. During this time in Atlanta, I actually lost some of those good habits and was really at a down point and had to build them back. So just because you're comfortable doing those good habits, don't stop when you move. Like, you really need to rely on your good habits in order to keep your spirit energy up. And when I talk about spirit energy, I'm talking about your positivity, how your outlook on the day is, how you feel when you wake up. That's very crucial to maintain a very consistent level of energy, because you are going through such a transition as a creative entrepreneur, starting new companies. It is very stressful, and a lot of business things you may start to take personally if you're not spiritually sound in what you're doing. So a great way to get spiritually sound and to get your mind on a even platform and it's not able to be wavered is to really do these things that fuel you. Things that fuel me are reading. Reading is something that you take in. You're able to get inspiration from people that you would have never been able to speak to. Really brilliant authors. Gives you new ideas on how to think about the world. I always say that life, well, this is actually I think a Will Smith quote, but life is an athletic event. I think that you always have to be ready for whatever the case may be. So I like to stay physically in shape, because you never know what you're gonna have to do as a creative entrepreneur, first of all, but I don't really have the luxury to let my health wane, because first of all, I don't have the money to go to really a bunch of doctors if something does happen to me. But still, like, I don't need to worry that I'm gonna get sick. Like, I need to eliminate if any of those possibilities by like staying healthy. So I'm plant-based as well. I do eat meat and on occasions, but I really maintain a healthy diet because I can't afford not to be healthy, really. Spiritually, as far as meditation, I have incorporated meditating back into my lifestyle. Thank goodness. When I wasn't meditating, you guys, I was stressing all over the place, crying when I woke up in the morning. Like, it was a mess. So I would definitely say that meditation, if anything, is something that helps you focus and helps you stay grounded when things get a little off. And things will. You are literally starting or running a startup business. It's hard, okay? It's not difficult, it's actually very simple, but it's very hard on your comfort zone. So you're gonna have to stretch, you're gonna be flexible, And staying spiritually sound and keeping your spirit energy up is one thing that will keep you from wavering, I promise. Even if you have one habit that you like, you need to fuel yourself, and you need to be aware that you're fueling yourself, because you need to be aware that the energy that you're putting out sometimes, especially starting a new business, is a lot and it empties you out. So the last thing I want to talk about is really that not all business is good business. And I know that this is hard to understand unless you've really been kind of burnt by somebody. But as a creative entrepreneur, especially when we are kind of a jack or a Jill of all trades, we want to be able to have our hands in something. We want to be able to fill that void for everybody. We want to be able to get that money from all streams. But in reality, it goes back to my point of spreading yourself too thin. Is this money, or is this influx of money really important? Is it really going to make a difference compared to the time that it takes investing in it? So, and then that also goes with clients. Like, is this client really somebody that I want to, that's going to help my business, help represent my business, or am I just scrounging and trying to make it work for them because I'm desperate? Don't ever move from a place of desperation, because that's where you're going to get that business that you really don't need. There are also people who may not agree with you. Not everyone is going to agree with you. People are going to try to finesse you, no matter what business you have. And you just need to be very sure of your goals and understand that some business is not for you. And even if it seemed like it was and they went somewhere else, they weren't for you. It's okay. So I would definitely think that's actually a really big thing that I learned as a creative entrepreneur. So thank you guys for watching. I just wanted to give you these tidbits that you can watch in the morning or something, and you guys get a better understanding of working as a creative entrepreneur, starting a business, whether you're starting a business or a creative or have been doing it or whatever. I just want to let you know that there's other people out here that's been through that same stuff, okay? I see you, you see me, let's connect. I want to share my experiences and my failures with you guys so that you guys don't have to go through it yourselves. Trust me, I wrote those tips because I failed in those tips. So anyway, you guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Don't forget to subscribe below and share this video if you know somebody starting a creative business. Anyway, I'll see y'all later. Peace.